Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and it's Thursday, and it is exciting. It's a good time to be here, streaming with all of you folks. There's lots of people jumping in our live chat. Jack Watson, Hadil is here, Rafael Caba's in the house. Jennifer Poole says, we must try to focus because dinner is smelling really, really good. I understand. For some of you, it's dinner time. For some of you, it's breakfast time. For some of you, it's Hobbit's second breakfast. Don't they know about early lunch and second dinners? Don't they know? Maybe they don't. I don't know, because it's Thursday. I'm more excited to be here. Faizan is here. Aiken's here. Raphael says he had a hard time finding children icons for the nav. Ah, man, that is tough. Sorry about that. Children's icons can be a little bit rough. Hey, I found mine on, I think, flaticons.com. So look for yours there. Maybe you can be successful in finding some as well. Lisa is here. Hardik is here. We got Sam Peterson. He is moderating our chat today. Everybody, big clap for Sam Peterson helping us out and not hitting their microphone like I just did on this fine Thursday. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should jump over to Behance right now while it's still live so you can participate in the chat, because I like to talk to people about stuff. Because Christina's saying that coffee is a great snack. I absolutely, hey, I could live off coffee for at least a week or so. Julia says, hi. Hey, Julia's in the chat. She's the one hosting our Adobe Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. If you're not an Illustrator user, or maybe you just want to sharpen your skills, check out Julia's streams that she's been doing last week and this week. They're pretty amazing. She's an epic designer, fantastic to watch on a stream. Just an all-around great person, seems like. Zoe's in the house. Aiken's back, just says he wants to return the favor to Jesse. I'm also so happy to see him again. Oh, thank you. It's almost the end of my challenges. I appreciate it. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be my final day for the Adobe Creative XD Daily Creative Challenge, but I might be back soon. You never know. Well, hey, speaking of the Adobe Daily Creative Challenge, what is the XD Daily Creative Challenge? Let's kick over to my screen so you can see. It's a way for you to sharpen your UI and UX design skills in just 9 challenges. We started on April 13th, and like Aiken said, we're going to be finishing tomorrow on April 24th. It's a 4-step process. Step number 1, each day you are going to receive a challenge. Did you know if you go to behance.net/challenges/XD that you can find the challenges, and check this out, they unlock each morning. And did you know that if you keep scrolling, you can go back in time and watch countless challenges? So maybe you didn't catch this challenge, maybe you finished all of them and you want more. You can find more below. That's awesome. Join the community chat, not just the live chat, but the Adobe XD Discord that has over 35,000 creatives on it. That's the place to be. We're going to be looking at some work, including this amazing piece of work from Tanea, who she submitted for her children's Android application, her movie watch party. She called Filmy Fish. Look at how great this is. She's able to scroll around. She was able to select a movie. Check this out. Oh, and she gets it. Create a watch party. Bam. Now she's going to select her happy little friends that are represented by cute little fish. I love those. Select the date and the time and send the invitation. So much functionality. Great prototype, great interface from Tanea. We're gonna be looking at more of these at the end of the stream today. You're also gonna watch the Daily Show, which you're already doing, and then post your work like Tanea inside of the Discord or on Behance. If you post it on Behance, make sure you use the hashtag XD Daily Challenge so we can find your stuff. Okay, Jennifer Poole says, Jesse Showalter, do one of those design offs with Voodoo Val. That would be great. I would totally do that. Voodoo Val's so much fun. If she wants to collab on a design off, which have been really great. Side note, speaking of the design off, let's take a look at the schedule, shall we? Because coming up after me with the XD Daily Creative Challenge is going to be the draw along with Kyle T. Webster. And then let me just move my head at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's the design off of Voodoo Val and Panda. And we had a lot of other great content before this. Man, Adobe just hooking it up with the great content. Don't you agree? Well, I think we are just about ready. Yeah, Milena says her English is bad, but she can understand what I'm saying. Amazing. This is a place for all sorts of community and fun. And hey, if you didn't know it, for the last week and a half, we have been using XD to design fun prototypes and concept projects that revolve around community connectivity. Okay, so think about that. Oh, Sam Peterson, also, if you are interested in Adobe XD, design, development, creativity, yeah, Sam Peterson just put a link to my YouTube channel that's in there. So I do have a YouTube channel where I talk about this stuff every single week. So I would love to continue to hang out with you there. But that being said, let's kick over to Adobe XD. Let's get started. The project of the day is to design a turn-based collaborative mobile game. Okay, something players can play together, interact with each other. We're not trying to invent a new game. We're just gonna kind of reinvent a common game you might see. But we did a little bit of this yesterday. Let's focus on putting some audio feedback into our game today. That's gonna be a lot of fun. We have some examples down below, some inspirations and lots of resources, and we have kind of an Android tablet size with a dark background and a little color palette that I went out and searched. Your starting file is gonna be almost exactly like this, okay? So if you wanna design along with me, if you wanna just watch, ask questions, and design later, that's probably how I would do it, because I love to focus and like take notes and stuff, but that's just me. You do you, and I'm gonna do me. So let's zoom into our artboard, Android tablet size in the portrait mode. And this great little color palette that I scored somewhere online that has all the hex values there. Let's see, what are our hex values today? Hex values are A7DA F5. I'm not gonna read all of them, but we got blue, a Capri blue, a Carolina blue, a Prussian blue, and this rich black, which actually has some tones, some hints of blue inside of it. And you're like, what kind of collaborative community game are we gonna play? Hey, as soon as I start designing, you're gonna know exactly what I'm doing. Watch. I want to see who can guess in the chat what game I'm designing the fastest. So the first person is the winner. What do you win? Just claps and love and respect. That's what you're gonna win. But here we go. I'm gonna start designing. You tell me what I'm designing. Here we go. First things first, I'm gonna draw a square. Don't be amazed by this yet, okay? I'm going to actually fill that square with like maybe this dark blue right here, okay? I have like this off black there. Now I'm gonna do another square right next to it, and I'm gonna fill that one with this lighter blue. Do we see what we're doing? First person to put it in the chat, you're the winner. Ooh, Cornelian Black says Pong. You'd be incorrect. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit rectangle. I'm gonna put Rec 1, and I'm gonna name this one Rec 2. And Fortnite, somebody wrote Fortnite. That would be amazing. Yeah, also no, not Scrabble, not Ludo. I'm gonna make a component out of that one, you pressing Command or Control K on my keyboard. And then I'm gonna take these Mega Man, you guys are getting really complex. It's a lot simpler than that, I promise you. I'm gonna hit repeat grid. I'm gonna drag a bunch of these out, and I'm going to just bring those in, okay? Wreck-It Ralph, you guys are just going way too intense. And I promise you it's simpler. I promise it's simpler. You know what? I don't want to do repeat grid yet. What I want to do is take these. Somebody said Brick Breaker. You guys, go really simple. Think like one of the first games you ever played. Think like that. Not Sonic. I love you guys so much. Not Sonic though. Okay. Pac-Man. Nope. We're gonna go real simple. Is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Is this game that I thought was like very identifiable, maybe not as identifiable as maybe I believed it was? Okay, I'm getting weird stuff happening here. Let's go back, let's rewind. I can't even do a simple thing right, can I? Here's what we're gonna do. Boom, boom, line them up. Okay, checkers. Oh, Gary Pasternak says checkers. That's what we're doing. We're just gonna do simple game of checkers. Command K, Command or Control K there. Now we have our thing. I'm just gonna duplicate and duplicate. I know, it's like really lackluster. I'm sorry. I'm gonna press Command and Control K on that entire row. Actually, excuse me, before I do that, I'm gonna do one more off to the edge. I'm gonna grab all of them, Command or Control K. Ooh, wait a minute, wait. Even before I do that, I'm gonna grab all of these. I'm gonna create another component out of both of those components. I'm gonna call this row, and I'm gonna drag this row down. I'm gonna stagger it just like so. And now I'm gonna repeat grid. Finally, I'm gonna repeat grid. Now, why did I do so much of that? Well, because it's gonna make it really, really easy for us. I'm just gonna mess with my spacing. using my repeat grid, bring it up, and now I got a little checkerboard. Let's just put it right in the center of our board, okay? So not in Space Invaders, it's not Pong, it's definitely not Fortnite. It's just gonna be a simple game of checkers that you might be able to play with a friend online, okay? Just a little checkers game. But we're gonna explore some fun concepts here. Before we do that, now we have our checkerboard. Why don't I just go right here and call this our checker board, okay? And why don't I lock that by pressing Command or Control L, okay? Let's build some different sets of checkers, shall we? Yeah. Let's see, Faizan says, don't play snakes and ladders. You can be bitten by some of those snakes. Maybe, possibly. Also, snakes and ladders, a very frustrating game and a metaphor for life. How it's out of our control and you just have to deal with what you get. That was way too deep for a Thursday, I feel like. Okay, let's do a little E for ellipse. I'm just gonna draw an ellipse right there. What should we fill our ellipse with? Probably one of these cute blue colors. This is our Carolina blue, love it. Okay, let's do that right there. Or do we like the lighter blue? Maybe, let's try the lighter blue. I like the lighter blue, okay? Now let's do a checker here, and we're gonna learn, let's do a little stuff, some stuff with gradients. I'm gonna press Command or Control C and then V to copy and paste another version of this. And then I'm gonna go to my fill and just hit a linear gradient, okay? So that's starting out with my Carolina blue and it just automatically picks like a darker version. So I'm gonna go back to Carolina blue and just do a little bit less, okay? I'm also gonna go a little richer into the color. Now I have a little bit of dimensionality, right? Like, okay, now we're going to Command C, Command V, another version, shrink it down, and then just rotate it, right, 180 degrees. It doesn't even have to be perfect 180 degrees. It's just something to make it look like, you know, just popping with a little bit of dimensionality. We could probably spend a lot more time playing with this, totally, but we're just trying to get just a little bit of dimension there, okay? And then we're gonna take the whole thing, we're gonna group it together, okay? Before we go too far with that though, I'm gonna bring another one of these down here and I'm gonna just integrate like a lighter color for the other one, okay? So I was gonna go pure white, but I like this kind of off blue color. So let's just pick this, our checker number 2 here. We're gonna pick that color. We're gonna pick that color on our other side of the spectrum is that blue. We're gonna pick that color again and just darken it up a little bit, okay? And instead of like trying to recreate that same gradient, what we're probably gonna do is just do this, delete it, copy, paste, shrink it down, rotate it again, and now you have a white checker. See that one? I think the white one turned out better than the blue one, but maybe it's because that center is just a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. So now that we have these selected, I'm just gonna make a component out of this. I'm gonna call this component, let's go over here. Let's rename it to checker white, okay? And then let's make a component out of this guy and call it checker blue. So far so good. We got a little checker game going on. All right, now we're just gonna space these onto our canvas like so, and we'll do the same thing over here and we are ready to play. All right, now that's a start, isn't it? Okay, so I mean, I've never designed like a checkers game. This is like first time for me. Could be fun though. Jennifer Poole says, I don't play checkers with certain people, they cheat. I don't know if you can cheat at checkers. Is that true? It's such a simple game with simple mechanics. Can you cheat? Zoe says, oh, the 3D visual illusion. I love it. All right, cool. Nice tip, Raphael says. Didn't know you can rotate it and it would look like that. Yeah, just some basic stuff. You're just playing with shape, playing with color, playing with gradients. If you wanted to get real crazy, you could play with like some radial gradients in here and that would be real fun. But we're not gonna do that right now. These are probably fine for us, okay? Let's do something else now. We have this great background area. I feel like you should have a score, like how many pieces you've taken and how many like points you have maybe, and then maybe like a button to like kind of pass on to the next player's turn, right? That could be kind of cool. So let's do R for rectangle, draw a nice little rectangle right here. And we're looking for a contrasting color. Let's see, on our color wheel, if you were to go around on the opposite side of blue, you have red, orange, yellow, blue. So kind of in that reddish, orangish kind of place is we're looking for some kind of contrast. So Orange is nice, it always pops out. I like a little bit more of a gold orange color. And let's take that and just use those basic complementary color kind of problem solving skills and make a little button here. I'm gonna do T for text and just go finish turn, or excuse me, what's the right terminology here? Next player, turn over, done with turn, finished my pass turn, something like that. I don't know, I haven't thought about it. Okay. We have Sophia Pro. Let's do something else. Let's do, I'm thinking maybe something a little bit more like Roboto could be good. And then we can do it a little bit more like a medium. Just kind of chill it out a little bit. Bring it down. This button is really massive. That could be okay. And why don't we group those together, and we'll use something we did yesterday. We'll just turn padding on. You know why? Just because I like to. So now we have 12 pixels. I just went back to using padding, like the same padding on all sides, and then you can make them different. So again, four numbers, top, right, bottom, left, right? Top, right, let's bump this up to 25, bottom, left, 25, and that's still not really enough. So let's just see what it looks like. I can do that, or I can hold down the tilde key and just drag out my padding to something like 50. And 50. That could probably work. Yeah, it doesn't need to be such a massive button. Why don't we do this? Since we were doing a little bit of dimensionality up there, why don't we do a little dimensionality down here? I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to go like 1990s gelled buttons or anything, but I do want to maybe experiment. Woo, I messed that up big time, didn't I? Let's go back, pick the dark color, choose this color that's all the way at the top of the gradient, and just bring a little bit of gradient into it. Why don't we do this? Why don't we also put a border on it? And did you guys know that you can manipulate the borders inside, outside, center borders, and also the types of like endings, the caps for it. So we want to do an inner, make sure it's an inner border, okay? And let's just make that border white, okay? And then we'll bring the opacity of that white border down, and we'll bring the thickness of that border up, and we just want to bring it down just really nice. So we just want, it's a game button. It can look a little gamey, a little fun, I think. I don't think it has to be so fat and web designy. I mean, if you've never designed something like this and you're going, I'm out of my element, then welcome to the club, because I'm out of my element. I just thought it'd be fun, that's all. So let's do this. Let's just bring a little bit of shadow on that, and we got a nice button there, okay? So let's name it button, and let's Command or Control K, make a component out of this. Now I'm thinking this is something where you could play it like pass and play, so the other opponent's just sitting across from you, and then what we could do here in this case is just bring the opacity of that instance down, so we know that this is the active player, right? Okay, great. And I don't know, maybe it could be as simple as that. Let's move on. Let's try to put the sound effects in it and see how it goes, okay? Let's see, Jennifer says, interesting idea, eat the M&M right in front of you or your foe. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much checkers. Who likes checkers? Who likes chess? Talk to me in the chat. Tell me what your favorite kind of classic board game is. So now we are going to basically, oh, wait a minute, is this right? They can't jump each other. Like if this moves over here, he can't jump each other, can he? I did this wrong, didn't I? Do I not know like the basics of checkers? I don't, apparently. Let's move that there and move this back. There we go. Now we should be working checkers wise, okay? It just didn't make sense before. And also, man, oh man, I think we need an extra row. Otherwise, they're never going to be able to get to each other, and that's okay. We're just gonna move it back, move our checkers into place. Everything is good, I promise. Okay, so let's move this button out of the way really quickly. Let's grab the whole thing, the game board and the checkers. Just kind of move it dead center. We got a little bit of space there, a little bit of space there. It's fun. When you start making a checkerboard concept, you should know how many checkers and squares there should be. I'm just saying, just advice for myself for future reference. Okay, let's do a little prototyping here. Why don't we just drag this out? And this is gonna be one of those things where you're just gonna have to move them. No funny stuff, no fancy schmancy stuff. We're just gonna move pieces out and show the prototype. And then let's move another one out. Something like this. And I wanna explore at least like a few moves. Like let's do this, and let's do one more where we get a jump, and maybe we can get a separate sound effect for jump. Okay, so we have a couple prototypes out there. Actually, you know what? Really quickly, before we move on, we need to just fix something, because we have default state. We should have inactive state as well. That's gonna make this really easy. So let's just do that. Okay, great. So now let's turn our button back to, whoa, there, and inactive way down to 30. So this is not working for some reason. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so active state, go in here, grab all the contents of it, and bring the contents of it down. Okay, so now we should have active versus inactive. Okay, so let's do this really quickly. Let's get rid of all of these pieces. Take all these buttons up at the top, and we just want to bring the opacity of them down. And now we just want to alternate that one and that one, that one and that one and that one. And we should just try to turn those to the inactive states. I wish you could grab multiple of the same instance and assign them all to be a certain state. That should be something that comes soon, in my opinion, in Adobe XD. It would just be helpful workflow wise, okay? So, okay, we're good. Now we can prototype. So we are gonna move this checker. And now another thing that should be coming soon, I would hope, is right now, if you're gonna prototype and we want sound, right? I wanna move from this artboard to this artboard, so I'm just doing simple prototyping. I wish that we could drag and still have that action of being able to set a sound action on it, but you can't. So it just has to be tapped, auto animate, and then let's just ease out. Okay, let's do an ease out, and let's add the action that you can't do on drag yet. You can do it on gamepad and game triggers and keypads, and you can do it on tap. So let's do it on tap, and it gives us the opportunity to choose an audio file. So we're gonna add a new file. I got a couple. Let's see which one we like better. Here's the click, okay? And then we should be able to, if we don't like the move, we could go back and it's gonna do the same thing, tap, so on and so forth. Once we've loaded it up, it becomes an asset for us, or a component, an asset over in our asset panel. So it's always there. So let's try the first one and see what it looks like. Okay, we should be able to click right here, and I'm gonna turn the audio up, and I'm gonna move my microphone close to my computer so you can hear it. Click, 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 click. Kinda cool, okay? So, yeah, that seems pretty cool. Now, we have to move on to the next move, okay? Right, obviously. So let's do this one, is going to prototype over here, and we have to keep choosing that guy. We always want to prototype back in case the move needs to be corrected. I mean, you probably don't have to do that, but I'm just saying. It's kind of a nice thing. So let's prototype this one over there, and we're just adding that same sound every single time, and we're finding the move. We're gonna click here, go there. Now, let's give it a new sound. So I'm gonna add a new file, not the click, but whatever this other one is, like batteries and rhythmic clicking. I think that's, so we see now we have multiple audio inside of our assets panel, and we've assigned one over there at the end. So let's play a game really quick. Let's prototype the game and just see what it looks like. That one clicks. Let's move to this one. That one clicks. Let's move this one. That one clicks. Now we should hear a different sound when this one jumps this other checker. Are we ready? Ooh, different sound. It's kind of fun. I mean, it just brings me a lot of joy. Let's just do the whole thing one more time, because it's a very simple prototype. There's not a lot to it, but it's fun. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Nice. And you know what? Actually, we got to fix it before we go because we're running out of time here. This one, when it gets jumped, should literally, I think it should disappear, or, oh, I got it. It should go over to this side and it should shrink down as like it, basically you've won that piece. Shouldn't it? Shouldn't that? That would be fun. Let's try that really quick. You jump it. Boom. That's a fun interaction. Let's do the whole thing one more time just cause. Here we go. Nice. Now we're prototyping a fun little game. This is so much fun. I'm digging it. Hey, with that being said, let's click over to my screen and look at some of our Behance submissions that you guys have done. They're absolutely amazing. We already saw Tanea's amazing kids watch party. We have it from Fatem. I'm going to open up this link to Behance, which is our video chat desktop app. Let's see, challenge number 6. Let's look at that one as well. I want to look at another one of the kids ones. Okay, here's some more kids ones. This one's from Ralph. Nice and simple, nice and easy. This actually looks very similar to a Kindle Fire Kids edition. That color, so you're on the right track. It looks really, really good. I like the use of the flat icons. Definitely could be simple, could be nice like that. Here's a fun one by Mr. MRU Dula. I don't know how to say that screen name, but let's check out this prototype really quick. This is for the workout exercise tracking app. So you can click on one, hey, assigning how many you've done, maybe selecting, moving over. All right, so we're tracking diet, all sorts of other things. Really, really nice. This is from Fatem. Oh, you are in the chat, aren't you, Fatem? I might be saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry, but I love the work. Here's day 1. Here is day 2, and we are running out of time. So unfortunately, Fatem, good work to everybody who submitted. I wish I could look at more of these. This one's gonna look great by Kiki, but I just don't have the time. We have run out. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. We'll be right back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great rest of your Thursday and keep on designing and having fun. We'll see you later.